You talked about that survey. The project you've been recently working on is kind of built off of your recent book that you had recently put out too, The Coach and the Geek, Building a Kick Butt Culture. Just talk about how what started out as a book is basically transformed into this new project you're working on, which deals with that survey that you just alluded to.
Yeah, Jeff Van Fleet and I. Jeff is the geek and the coach and the geek, by the way, and we co-authored the book. And along the way, coaches started our message of long-term success versus short-term winning, because that's really what the book is about. The coach in the book, Coach Woodward, is constantly conflicted with his need to win to keep his job versus the real mission of a coach. And that has resonated with so many coaches across the country. And so we thought, let's start doing some research. And so we've talked to dozens of Division I coaches, like Jay Wright, for example, of Villanova, Kermit Davis at Ole Miss, Kelvin Sampson at Houston, Brian Gregory at South Florida has been a tremendous asset as we've gone through this process. And what we decided to do was we did some surveying along the way. What we found was that coaches' number one goal, we listed a bunch of different things that they could react to. And their number one goal overall was to build successful, sustainable programs. 94% of coaches agreed that was one of their primary goals. So then we started thinking, okay, with the Coach and the Geek, our mission is to hold players accountable both on and off the floor. That's what it describes in the book, how you do that. And then how can we drive technology to a point to support the efforts to build better student athletes both on and off the floor for future success? Well, we're starting to build. You're the only guys I've ever heard about this, by the way. This is the first time I've talked about it with anyone, is that we are building a platform called Focus. And Focus is designed to hold coaches and players accountable for consistent communication. Another survey that we did was really interesting along the way, Justin, was around student athletes. How often do they meet with their head coaches? One option was once a day, once a week, once a month, or never. 52% of respondents of all student athletes said never. 52% never met with their head coach one-on-one. That's incredible, isn't it? And so we're building a platform now that helps hold coaches accountable to have those meetings one-on-one, like I did in 1996 with every one of my players on every Monday. It's a fascinating research project. It's a fascinating platform that we're putting together because we're literally putting together on the advice of real coaches who are in the trenches every day to help the coach build a successful, sustainable program by building successful and sustainable student athletes for long-term, lifelong happiness and strong relationships. I mean, it's the best work I've ever done. I'm excited about it. We're still probably months away from actually having a working platform, but Justin, it could be a game changer for a lot of coaches, especially in today's environment of diversity, inclusion, and communication. We got to do a better job of listening. And this platform gives you that opportunity in a lot of different ways, both on and off the floor.